So this is my presentation for project management. Um, so common project management mistakes, communication breakdown. So um, from the article that was given to us on Blackboard, the 12 common project management mistakes, I found this in the article. Without regularly and clearly communicating, the project will fall apart. I decided to choose communication as the what I wanted to focus on for this presentation, because without communication, you're just not going to be able to really manage a project effectively. So the article I found in my own research was on computerworld.com. Poor communication causes most IT project failures. Communication is a component of a project at every stage. Once managers understand the objectives of the project, the expected results, and budget restrictions, they need to clearly communicate that information to everybody involved. This is absolutely necessary, as if you're unable to communicate with your team, and if your team can't communicate with you every step of the way, communication can break down and things can either pile up or start to fall apart. So the article context: not properly communicating during the lifetime of a project can lead to a chain reaction of possibilities that can go wrong, such as insufficient resource planning and unrealistic deadlines. Now, as far as relating to the class, my first thought came to conflict management, and that's covered in chapter 11 of our textbook. Specifically managing the different types of conflict within a project. So you really need to understand how to communicate with your team in order to use the most effective method of uh, conflict management. So whether that is either mediating the project or the conflict, or arbitrating it, or realizing that nothing is really going to solve this conflict between group members, so you just need to like get rid of it entirely. Um, Being able to communicate effectively is kind of really key in all of those. So the role of the project manager. So the project manager should lead by example in regards to keeping the team and other stakeholders of the project updated and keeping communication transparent. All stakeholders should follow this example and notify the project manager on all updates regarding the project so that the rest of the stakeholders can be notified as well. Really, failure to do this can lead to a communication breakdown, which can cause a chain reaction in the project and cause a multitude of other possibilities that could go wrong, and that can really risk the project being terminated or just falling apart. So article facts that I found interesting in my article: there were over 1,000 people polled about the causes of project management failure. 28% cited lack of communication, and that was the number one cause of project management failure in IT projects, um, and that was also in our CIO article. So that's kind of why I chose this article. Second, 18% polled cited insufficient resource planning, and then third, 13.2 cited unrealistic resource deadlines. What really jumped out at me was all three of these criteria were also in the CIO article. So it wasn't just the fact that communication was in both. There was also all these other three that it just shows that these are all major problems that can come up in project management. And two, it's not just the fact that these three criteria are there, but also that they're they overlap on one another. So that if you have communication breakdown, it can lead to things like an unrealistic resource deadline, which in turn could cause insufficient resource planning. And then that sort of train wreck can really risk killing the project if things aren't taken into account effectively.